So I just started talking, right? So here I am. I was thinking about affirmations. I had this conversation with my mom. I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in. It was kind of a deeper conversation. But affirmations are really powerful. They really are. When I was 23, my stepmom, back then, nobody ever said affirmations. Like, I don't know what that was. Like, affirmations, I don't know. Just like manipulation, love bombing, being an empath. I didn't even know I was an empath. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, no. Anyway, back to the topic. Again, that's a whole nother, my brain wanted to go to a different story. One of these days, I'm going to put a camera in my house. I am. But I'm very strategic about when I do it. But I'm going to put it on the wall. And you guys can watch me. I just be talking. And every time I'm like, I wish I had that on camera. Because I just be talking. Yeah. Like, I'm never going to think about that again. Probably not. But yeah. It would be very entertaining. If you like my videos, it'd be very entertaining. Anyway, affirmations. So back then, I was 23. Back then, never heard of it. Okay, cool. My stepmom. I was going through my first mental breakthrough. I changed my wording. You're supposed to change your narrative. I've learned this. You're supposed to change your narrative. Because I was talking to a lady and I said, I've had 3 breakdowns. I've had 3 breakdowns in my life. Mental breakdowns. I have 3 different ones. 3 massive different ones. And I said that. I said, I've had breakdowns. She said, no. She says, you're supposed to say breakthrough. You're supposed to have a breakthrough. So if you feel like you're having a mental breakdown, change it. This is a breakthrough. You got to get through it. There's some shit. I'm not telling you. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not paved. There's rocks and everything else in it. And you're walking barefoot. But you got it. You have to remember, it's a breakthrough. There is something on the other end. There is. I promise you. Coming from a person that I didn't see the point of living. I really didn't. I even told my doctor that. The look people give you, like, oh my God, like, no, I was not suicidal. I just did not see the point. My body was shutting down. I couldn't sleep. That's a whole other story. Anyway, change your narrative. I have rabbit trail thoughts. That's what my stepmom calls it. Anyway, so back to affirmations. My stepmom, she put a sticker. It was a sticky note. And it said, I am worthy. She put it on my headboard. Every morning, I looked at that sticker. I did. I read it. But there's a difference between reading something and comprehending it. There's a difference. I read it every day. But my first thought when I woke up was, fuck my life. Like, seriously. I say that out loud every morning. Every morning I would say, fuck my life. I would. But that was an affirmation I was putting out there, right? So that's what I was believing. Yeah, I even wrote in my journal. It was something with my boyfriend at the time, and it was, anyway, I wrote about it. And at the very end, on a blank piece of paper, in the notebook paper, it's not blank, but, its own spot, I wrote, fuck my life. I did. And I meant it. I woke up, all the thing I remember doing during that time was sleeping and crying. That's it. Sleep, cry. That's it. Lost so much weight, didn't want to eat. That's probably when I developed my stomach issues for real. Because I wouldn't eat. I would just lay there. And I would let my stomach growl. I would just let my stomach growl. It kind of hurt. But I didn't want to get up. I did not want to get up. I didn't give a shit. I didn't. Yeah. Eventually it stopped. After a while, Now I can't do that. If I get hungry, no, I can't stomach that feeling. I just can't. I have to eat something. I don't get hungry very often. I'm getting better. Getting better. I went through starvation mode. That's when you don't want to eat at all. And then your stomach does some fucking shit. Oh my god. Sent me to the ER. Anyway, back to the story. So she put the sticky note on my headboard. Okay, I read it every morning. I'd say, fuck my life. I read it, but I didn't comprehend it. Well, as I gotten better, they put me on some medication. I found out I was bipolar. Maybe that's why I have rabbit trails. I don't know. Maybe that's a thought process that happens. I don't know. My stepmom does the same thing, and she's bipolar, but she's a completely different spectrum of me. Anyway, toward the end, I was getting better. Wanted to get up on my feet. Wanted to go back to school. I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something with my life. I really did. At that point, I wanted to do something with my life. Before, I didn't. No. I was mad I didn't die in a car wreck. I was so mad. I was literally mad. I was like, that would have been the perfect way. Because I wanted to die. I really did. But I wasn't going to take my own life. But it was a car wreck. So I'm here for a reason, apparently. I walked away with a couple scratches and a bruise and a welt on my leg. But no. Anyway. It was very touching. After I healed after that first one, oh my god, that was bad. That's when my hair turned gray. I did. After I healed, that saying meant a lot to me. I am worthy. I looked up the meaning of worthy. I will look up meaning of words. I love words. That's all my tattoos. All my tattoos are words. Yeah, I did. I looked up the meaning of worthy. I am worthy. And I got it tattooed on me. That's how much it meant to me. I got it tattooed on me. Just like it says, I shall prevail, which is Camp Hope song. A camper wrote it. And we turned it into a song. And we sang it every night before we went to bed. It's a good song. I wish I knew it by heart. I don't have my books. But basically it's like one step, one block, 1 mile, one day at a time. I shall prevail. I'm gonna win. Something along those lines. It was a whole song. It was beautiful. So anyway, I got tattooed on me. It says, I shall prevail. And on this side, it says, I am worthy. Yep. Anyway, back to present day. I'm talking to my mom. I spent a long time not talking to her. Because it was just tension that I didn't want in my life. That's what it was. It was tension that I did not want in my life. But I called her on Mother's Day. And she made a statement that it's been a year. It's been a year. We've been talking for a year. And my abusive ex, actually suggested that. Yeah, he did. He kept telling me that. You need to get closer to your family. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That's one thing that was good about him. Him being in my ear about that. Drawing me to contact my mother. So I did. And it wasn't because I felt like he forced me to, like everything else. Yes, people can get in your head. People can get in your head. So get into your own head, okay? I suggest that. Get into your own head. Stop letting other people dictate what you're thinking, or what you should be thinking, what you should do. That's a whole nother topic. reminds me what I was on the VIP community with Derek Jackson, and this woman, she talked about how she has a neighbor that's tried to manipulate her in a way. He did a job for her. She's supposed to pay him, but she only could pay him so much. So he's trying to do little things like, oh, I have this project that I need worked on or whatever. Try to change it out to what free currency that he wanted. You know what I mean? No, don't work that way. No. Anyway, but she is a very empathetic, sympathetic woman. So she felt like she needed to do these things. You know, he's lonely. He has nobody to talk to. Blah, blah, blah. Their suggestion, and I recommend this, he said, leave them broken. Leave them broken. It's not something you need to fix. He is lonely. Why does his children not come visit him? If you think about that. What happened to his wife? Maybe he passed. You know, as an 80-year-old man. So yeah, maybe she passed. You know, but was he good to her? You know, like there's, I don't know, karma. Basically, that's what he's talking about. Do not try to fix other people's problems. They're not yours to fix. And honestly, you're taking the pen out of God's hands. You're taking the pen. Listen to me closely. You are taking the pen out of God's hands in their life. You are. You're intervening. Don't do that. And that's nothing to do with you personally. Like, if they have an issue, if they're grown, he said adults, you know, not children, but adults. Adults can handle disappointment. They can. They can handle disappointment. Which brings me back to what I say. I say, they'll get over it. That's one of my sayings. They'll get over it. They'll get over it. So-and-so is pissed off at you, blah, blah, blah. They'll get over it. Yeah, I don't let it bother me. If they're mad or sad or whatever, they'll get over it. They will. Anyway, back to affirmations. So my mom, she works a lot. She works a lot. And she has a lot of studying to do. Oh, she does. Oh, poor mom. So my mom's a nurse. She's been a nurse ever since I was little. And I'm 37. I think she's been a nurse at least 30 years then. Yeah, I don't know. A long time. And if you're a nurse, you understand everything that entails. She works for the VA. And they used to let her work from home. But people abused that, saying they were working and they weren't. So now she can't go home to work. She works out of her car. She goes to people's houses. But she has a lot of documentation to do. You all understand if you're in healthcare. So she has to sit in her car. Or go to a library. Or go to a coffee shop. But yeah, she sits in her car. Anyway, she didn't get done until 7 o'clock tonight. Anyway, I had asked her, she was stressing. Oh, she has a lot of studying to do. She's a nurse. So every 2 years, you have to have so many CEUs, Certified Educational, more education. I don't know what else it is. Anyway, CEUs. I don't know. You have to have 30 hours, apparently. She needs 30 hours. And she has to get that done by June. So I asked her, I said, how long you had to do this? How long did they give you to do 30 hours? Like, shit. She said 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. She's had 2 years to do these. She said, I tell myself I'm going to get them done early, but I never get them done. I said, you sound like me. You sound like me. I got time. I got time to do it. Fuck, where'd the time go? Which brought me to the next thing. I asked her, what do you do for you? What do you do for you, Mom? What do you do for you? She said, I don't got time for that. She goes, I'm too busy. I don't got time for that. I'm sure a lot of you feel that way. You don't got time for it, right? So I said, Mom, listen to me. Listen to me, please. Time is not promised. No, time, no, that's not what I said. Time is, you can never get time back. You can never get time back. You can't. You can never get time back. I keep saying this in like all my videos. You can't. So when you indulge all this time, you're indulging all your time to your job or whatever, you're not getting that time back. You're not. And tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. No. My uncle passed away last week. His funeral was yesterday. Rest in peace. I wish I got another man. See, I can't go back in time and get to know him. I can't. So you can't go back in time and live your life. You can't. You already spent that time. You can't get it back. It's not like money. Anyway, so I said, Mom, you have to understand. You have to live in the present. You have to live in the present. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. I'm telling you this. It's not. Anything could happen. Anything. You could be the healthiest person in the world and then drop down dead, heart attack, or whatever. Anything could happen. If God wants you to come home, He's going to take you home. Yeah. All these people think they have authority and all this stuff, all these, no. He is the top authority. He can take you home. He can. Whenever he feels like it. So I said, Mom, you have to stop thinking how good it's going to be in the future. You have to stop. You have to stop thinking about that. You have to stop thinking that way. How good it's going to be after this. After this is done, after all these tasks, after these children leave the house, after, whatever. After, like her thing is she cannot wait to retire. She cannot wait to retire. There's no guarantee that you're going to reach retirement. You're not. You're not guaranteed that, Mom. Prime example, my uncle, he just died. And he's 61. He was 61. And his wife made a comment that we were almost to retirement. But they had already been living that life, so it was okay, which I'm very grateful. But they did. They had a lot of fun. I remember them riding on motorcycles. Apparently he rode on a motorcycle all the time. I see pictures of, now that he's passed, they post pictures and he seemed happy and they were out doing things and, they lived life as if they were retired, which is great. That's what you need to do. You need to live in the present. You have to live in the present. And I'm learning this. I slept my life away. I worked and I slept. I worked and I slept. That's what I did. And I watched TV. I see all these people are very more successful than I am because I didn't really do anything. I didn't. I worked my life away. When you live in Kansas, Kansas is known as a working state. It is. People in Kansas, we save up so much money to take a vacation that we have been dreaming about. That only lasts 5 days. Yes. Or whatever amount of time. You only get a limited time over there. And then you have to come back to Kansas and do it all over again. Why do you want that life? That's what I don't know. I don't get that. That's why I moved to Oregon. So I can walk a mile to my nature trail and sit by the river and observe the trees and listen to the birds. Because that's what I wanted. I didn't want to have to save up all this money, work my ass off, be stressed, because that's what my mom said. I said, you are a strong woman. You are. She said, yeah, I know. Being strong sometimes feels stressful, though. It does. It does. You shouldn't have to feel strong all the time. You shouldn't. There's times for it, but no. You need to be able to reset. If you're a female, you need to be able to reset into your femininity. Feminine. Into your feminine. Yeah, you are. Because that's your natural state as a woman. Calm. Not always like, fuck, I gotta do this and that and da da da. No. So I told her, Mom, I need you to try to do something for yourself. Or do something for yourself. I didn't say try. That goes back to what I was saying. I said, you gotta do something for yourself. I said, take care of you for once. That's what I said. Take care of you for once. She's a nurse. Being in healthcare, if you're committed, if you're not arrogant, you're not there, whatever. But if you're committed to taking care of people, that is what you do. Like, that consumes your whole being. Taking care of other people. You don't think about yourself. You don't. You don't get your nails done because you're not supposed to. You can't have fake nails. In healthcare, you're not supposed to. Germs live under these fake nails. A lot more than your natural nails. You cannot clean them like you do your real nails. And you can't wear any perfume, any fragrance on you. You can't. Because it could be a trigger to somebody. So I've never really had fake nails, which I really don't want them. I have real nails. If you have fake nails, you cannot scratch. You can't. You can't scratch. If you have an itch, you fucked. You are. If you got those rounded nails or square nails, I like the square nail look. I do. I used to get them, and I was like, fuck. I have an itch. I can't scratch my scalp when I wash my hair. Like, what is this shit? And I couldn't get them off, and they ruined my nails. Because they saw them down. I hate that. Why are you sawing my nails down? No. Anyway, if I get fake nails, they have to be pointed. They have to be pointed because I have to be able to scratch. Anyway, back to affirmations. So I told my mom, you need to take care of you for once. I told her that. You need to take care of you for once. And she said, I will try. I said, Mom, you have to change your narrative. You have to change your narrative. This is something I've learned as my healing journey. I haven't actually been taught, it was something I learned. They said it and I learned it. Let's say it that way. But I didn't go to a class or whatever to learn this shit. No. It's just bits and pieces of what I picked up from people. Anyway. You have to change your narrative. So everybody, I used to say that. Everybody says, I will try. I will try. When you say, I will try, in your brain, it is more of a suggestion. Think about that. It is more of a suggestion. It is. It's not something you truly believe. You can't step into it. It's not a habit, you have formed. You should change the word I will. Instead of saying I will try, Just say, I will. I will. I will do this. I will exercise, which I gotta do. I gotta change my wording. Mine is, I'll get to that. I'll get to it. No, you have to change it. I will. And it does something extra to your mindset. It does. Just like affirmations, which wraps all this up. Yes, you have to change your mindset. Anyways. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when I was talking about you have to live in the present, I was watching a reel, and this guy, he was on a talk show host or something, and there was flowers and stuff, and he was just the guest, and there was flowers, and I think the woman said, I wish they just didn't die so soon. Like, flowers don't really last that long. They don't. And he said they're supposed to die. Flowers are supposed to die. And she looked at him like, how rude. Like, how dare you say that? And he explained to her that flowers allow you consciously to live in the present. They remind you, because they will die soon. Just kind of like I am with my dog. My dog is not going to live forever. He's not. And I want to ask God why. I really do. Why don't you let animals live as long as people? So it kind of breaks my heart that, I don't have children. That's why I speak on time. If I had left a toxic relationship back when I should have, I might have kids right now. That's why I really don't like kids. Maybe I don't know. I've never really been around them enough. I've spent like 2 days out of a year with them, like a holiday or something. But their parents are there and whatever. And I've never really been around kids. Neither is Kovu. He seemed very overwhelmed. We went to a birthday party. And then I had 2 dogs here. One for 2 weeks, then one for just a day and a half. But after they all left, Kovu and I went to the dog park, and he was very edgy. Very edgy. And then the next couple of days, he just slept. He just wanted to sleep. He slept anyway, but he was like dead to the world. Like, I just want to, leave me alone. Like, I say, go potty. And he just look at me. Or like if I say it's time for bed or whatever, he won't. No, he doesn't get up. Okay, go ahead, type thing. Yeah, no, he does not move. He does not move a muscle at all. Not even when I go in there and say, come on, go, and I grab his leg. He will not help me. He will not. I think that's just part of he just loves his kennel. But anyway, and he really didn't eat. He really didn't. I have this food. It's kind of expensive. But he has a sensitive stomach, and I was just trying different things. But this food is air dried or something. It's not the way typical dog food is made. Typical dog food is compressed under high heat, I do believe, which makes it not very healthy for the dog. So I tried a different route, and he loves it. Oh, he loves it, but he only gets a handful. He only gets a handful. So maybe like 8 pieces. So he ate that. He would eat that. But that's all he ate for like 2 weeks. And I didn't give him much. I can't give him much because then we'll just run out. So, but when they left, he ate 2 helpings. So I usually feel that I let him graze. I know he's not supposed to, but I let my dog graze. And I put a whole thing of dog food that could be 2 helpings for him. So I put dog food and then I layer the good stuff, and then I put another layer. So he has to dig through it to get the pieces, hoping that he eats something other than the pieces. That's why I do it. But yeah, he ate all of it. He ate all of it, and he's been having a very good appetite. I'm like, dude, you're gonna get fat. No, I put what I need for the day, but if he ate it all, he ate it all. You know, that's all you get, honey, for a while. Anyways, um, I got off topic. I should have ended it at affirmations. I don't know, but I'm looking at Goble. But he's a lot better now. So obviously, the kids, he was overwhelmed with the birthday party. And I say that I really don't like and make. I think it's a jealousy. It is an enviness when I see other people with their kids. It is. It's my own personal thing. It's not nothing against the kid. Nothing against happy families or whatever. It's my own resentment toward myself that I allowed myself my fertile years to pass. They say you can have a baby over 37, but I don't like the risk factors that come along with it. I don't. Anyway, yeah. Because I was attending I go to a faith and finance class. It's through a church organization. For free. An actual professor gets there, and mentors, and it's really nice. But a lady was talking about how she had kind of fallen off the wagon, so to speak. We all fallen off the wagon once in a while. But her children were there. Her children were there to comfort her. Give her a home type thing. Bring her back to who she was. I don't have that. I will never have that. I will never have that experience. And I don't like children enough to just adopt a child. I don't. I want it to be part of me. I'd rather adopt a dog, to be honest. I was thinking earlier that I don't light up. If I see, people get so, oh my God, it's a baby. Oh my God, it's so cute. I don't get that way. I see a baby, I'm just like, it's cute, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to go and hold it. No. But if I see a dog, I want to go pet it. I do. I am drawn to that. I am drawn to a dog. I'm not drawn to people, regardless of their age. Kovu is another story. Kovu loves people. Not exaggerating. Not like. Love. He is way too friendly. He is. I have to keep an eye on him. Because somebody could just pick him up. He just lets them pick him up. They could take him wherever. And then he would realize that he's not where he's supposed to be. Yes. Anyway. I would pick a dog. I would. I just wish they would live as long as humans. That's what I'm gonna ask God. I am. I'm gonna ask him that. I'm gonna pick his bones. What I'm saying. I got a, what do you call it? I got a bone to pick with you. I do. I have a bone to pick with you. Why don't you let them live as long? I think it's because we don't take care of them. That's why. I really do. I really think that's why. Everybody wants a puppy. Everybody wants a puppy. But once they get old, grown and old, they discard them and replace them with a puppy. Go to kill shelters. Look up kill shelters and look at pictures. I came across a picture of it was a hallway full of dogs just laying down. Full. They were all dead. They killed them all because there's not enough people to take care of them. But we just keep reproducing these things. But you don't take care of them. But we expect people to take care of people. And people can be fucked up. They can. And they usually get fucked up in their childhood. It's how you're raised. Look at the blind leading the blind. Seriously. Anyway, food for thought. Just saying. Yeah. I'll talk to you later. Bye.